So we'll move on to our next concept, that is exchange rate equilibrium. So exchange rate is determined based on the forces or based on the comparison or relationship between the demand of the specific currency and the supply of specific currency. So what is demand for a currency? So demand of currency is the outflow of foreign exchange which comes from those people who need it to make for foreign payments. So the demand for foreign exchange may be because the domestic businessmen or traders want to pay their import bills on goods and services, or individuals, tourists from a country want to move and tour around the world. That is for tourism. Then unilateral transfer sent abroad means this home domestic country is sending some funds, or say for example foreigners working in India are sending back their income to their hometown. So that is unilateral transfer of funds, or maybe Indian government is helping some other uh, countries by giving them funds. Then when we purchase foreign assets in foreign countries, then also the demand of the foreign currency is there just for speculation, means we are trading. So like for example stock exchange, or say you're buying shares or you're buying gold, holding it for some time, and when the demand or the price increases you are selling it. So for speculation or trade also, people or individuals or institution may hold money. So these are the different ways in which currency in demanded. So speculation, profit for changes in currency values, countries, imports, all these lead to demand for a currency. So demand for a any product can be represented by a graph. You know that the law of demand. The law of demand says that at a particular price, there is a particular quantity of products demanded. Now here or you can say the price. Also, we can have one more example. Price and quantity demanded are inversely proportional. Means when the price is high, demand is less. When the price is less, demand is more. That's why the demand is curve is a downward sloping curve from left to right. So you have seen that. Say for example, when the demand is, or say the price is R2 here, the quantity of the currency demanded is only Q2. If the price decreases from R2 to R1, the quantity demanded increases from here to here, or you can take other way around. Say for example, Q1 is the quantity demanded at price R1. So you can see that price is low, demand is high. Say for high demand, because there is high demand and maybe we can say the supply is limited, the price of that currency increases from R1 to R2. Then you can see that the quantity demanded has shifted from Q1 to Q2. So there is this much amount of decrease in demand. So we can state that I told you the law of demand. Price and quantity demanded are inversely proportional. Means when the price is less, demand is more. When the price is more, demand is less. The same stands for the demand for a currency also. That's the reason why, see here, when the price is, say for example here, some point here Rn, the quantity demanded is only so much. Say price becomes less, say here around here, so quantity demanded is here. So we can state that's the reason why the demand curve is a downward sloping curve. So we can say that from here it is going down and down. This is left, this is right. So we say that demand curve is a downward sloping curve from left to right. So always demand curve for products, for such type of products, is a downward sloping curve. So as the price increases, demand will decrease. So same holds good for a currency also. Then what is supply of a product? So supply in general means the quantity supplied at a given price. Okay. So as from this seller point of view, we will sell only when the prices are high. So supply is more, price is more, supply is more. Price is less, supply is less. That's why we say that supply and quantities, price and quantity supplies are directly proportional. Means the price increases, supply increases. So both price decreases, supply decreases. So both are moving in the same direction, but demand is inversely proportional. If price is high, demand is low. If price is low, demand is high. So I will call that demand is and price are inversely proportional. Supply and price are directly proportional. So now we'll come back to our topic of foreign exchange. The supply of foreign exchange comes because we have to uh, do exports, we have to get foreign investments, unilateral transfer. So people from abroad, say relatives of our countries working abroad are sending money, or foreign government is helping us by giving loans. Then foreigners are paying for the products they bought from our country. Foreigners are investing in India. So all these are the form of supply of the currency. Okay. So I have given you an example. Say, for example, the supply of currency is determined by the domestic demand. For example, UK imports cards from Japan. So it must pay in yen. And to buy yen, it must sell pounds. So it is selling pounds to buy yen. The more it imports, the greater will be the supply of pounds. So the UK people are buying more and more from Japan. They are selling more and more of pound so that they can convert it into yen, and thereby the supply of pound is increasing. Now we'll talk about the supply curve. Now, as I've told you just now, that demand curve is a downward sloping curve from left to right. Supply is opposite to that. Why? The reason is, I told you, price and supply move in the same direction, means they are directly proportional. So you can see that as a seller, price is R1, the quantity is R2. So say for example, the price will rise. The suppliers or sellers will try to sell more, Q2. Why? Because as a seller, I want to make profit. When the price is high, I will sell more. When the price is low, I will supply less. So that's the reason why this supply curve is an upward sloping curve from left to right. So it's moving upwards. But for actual price determination to happen, you can't say that whatever the supplier will say, that price I will buy, because demand is other way around of it. So there should be an equilibrium somewhere, means the quantity demanded should be equal to the quantity supplied. So exchange rate is determined based on the demand and supply equilibrium. So here we can see that the demand curve and the supply curve both are shown in one single diagram. They both cut towards each other and meet at a point R. So this point R, where demand is equal to supply, where demand curve crosses the supply curve, we call it as E, and this is the equilibrium point. On this only we determine the price of the currency. So this part here is excess demand. This much part is excess supply. Say when the price is R2, I am supplying Q1. But at price R1, the people want Q1. So this much part is excess demand and this much point above E is the excess supply. So you can say there is a balance or equilibrium point in between the excess supply and demand, where demand is equal to supply, and thus the price is neither R1 or R2. It is the equilibrium price R, which is the current spot rate of that currency. Okay, so the equilibrium exchange rate is determined at a level where demand for a currency is equal to supply of the currency. So I have made it possible to make it as simple as possible. So I hope you understood it. Please be free to raise your comments, like, subscribe and share. I will see to it that if you have any queries, I'll be solving it in my coming classes. So that's all for today. Have a good day. Bye.